my sheeple. Today's a very sad day. I uh I lost my hat. Yeah. Uh I have no idea where it went. Could have dropped it, I could have left it at a buddy's house, I could have literally done anything with it. But I lost my hat. But that doesn't stop the video. So let's continue. Alright. Part 5 of Map of the Scrybe. And kind of some big news when it comes to Map of the Scrybe, which I will tell you here in a sec. First, I'm going to gloat a little bit as well. So, with the bad news, I have some good news. I have a PC now. For Christmas, I got it from my brother. Thank you very much. And I'm going to start making videos with that. I might start posting on a second channel, which is going to be like a gaming channel, because this channel is definitely going to be focused towards other things now that I actually have a PC, and I can start showing you what I'm talking about instead of just saying it. It's going to be very exciting. So, I can't wait for that. Alright, let's get to the more exciting news now, with the game and all. Since I just got a PC, I also got this little thing called Steam. I don't know if you ever heard of it, but it's a pretty universal network of games and game modders and whatnot. But with that, I have made a game add-on to this game called Tabletop Simulator, which is a card game simulator, basically, or literally like any over-the-board card or chess or checkers or poker or whatever type of game that you play in person simulator. It's called Tabletop Sim. If you go to Workshop and go to the Tabletop Simulator Workshop and you look up Map of the Scrybe, capital M, capital S, for Map of the Scrybe, you should find my work in progress, my demo, for what I have currently. And I will be updating that every once in a while with stuff that I come out with. Now, I will show you some of that in a second. But first, let's get to the rules now, shall we? Let me open up my notes here. We are currently at number 6 items, I believe. If we're not, I am very sorry. But I do believe we are at number 6. Okay, let's go straight into it. Boom. Items. Every person is allowed to carry up to 3 items. Buy and trade of items is completely allowed, meaning it's kind of like cards. You can trade and buy cards from other people. You can trade and buy items from other people. Each type has 3 items. There will be more eventually, but these are just like the ones that you get right off the bat. Okay, in the magic, which is the first one, you have spell. Gives all your creatures on the board flight for a turn. It's kind of like the fan from Inscription. Basically the exact thing from Inscription, just a little bit different. Blank gem. If used, you get a blank gem in your hand, only for the battle's duration. So this is actually from another mod, not the item part, but the card part. In the Magnificus mod for Inscription, there is one where it's like a blank gem, and it can get like give you any type of gem. This is basically the same thing. Pretty simple. Knife adds 3 scale damage, but you lose 1 random card on your side of the board. I actually think I changed this to 4 scale damage, not 3, but I could be. No, I think it's 4. Yeah, it's 4. 4 scale damage, but you lose 1 random card on your side of the board. If you have no cards on the board, take the first one off the top of your deck. If you have no cards at all, it only does 1 scale damage. So this is kind of like an emergency scenario. If you're about to lose, but you have cards on the board, you can use the knife, get rid of that 1 card or whatever card that may be randomized, and you get 4 scale damage, meaning you get to basically act like you attacked your opponent with 4 damage directly. It's just a good emergency to have. Osis. So this is like the dead deck, the bone deck. Emergency bones will give you 4 bones. Pretty simple, pretty simple. If you ran out of bones or you need some extra bones, they're emergency, they're just in case. Hammer. This is technically in Act 2 and in Act 3 of Inscription, but now it's an item, because you can't just destroy cards for no reason, that's stupid. Destroy one of your cards of your choosing, get plus 2 bones back. So if you use this item, you get to destroy any card you want on your side of the board and get plus 2 bones back. Meaning if like your card gives you 4 bones, you can actually get 6 bones. Pretty good. Dead Ringer. Force your opponent to not draw any card on their next turn. So at the start of your turn, you draw a card. That's how you play. But you cannot play any cards after this item is used until your turn. But you cannot play any cards after this items are used until your turn is over. I think I actually got rid of that rule, and it's just to force your opponent not to draw a card. So just you don't let them draw a card. A lot of this stuff has changed since I recently did a lot of like testing with my friend group since we were playing it. A lot of stuff has been changed. Like alchemy deck has been changed mostly since that has been super OP. Okay, there's a next one. Beast. Basically just like the animals of the woods. Squirrel in a bottle. There's an entire like list of in a bottle characters. So technically this is just called Squirrel in the actual card game, but it's called an in a bottle. If used, you get a squirrel in your hand, only for the battle's duration. So if you were to use this item, you'd get a squirrel in your hand, but you don't get to keep the squirrel in your deck. It leaves. Alright. Scissors. Cut one of your opponent's cards of your choosing, killing it. So if you were to have scissors, you get to cut one of your opponent's cards. Not like hammer where you get to break your own. You get to cut one of your opponent's cards and it kills them. Pretty simple. Magpie's Glass. Find a card of your choosing out of your deck and add it to your hand, then reshuffle the deck. So if you were to want a card after you already drawn, since that's the start of your turn, unless you have Dead Ringer, which you can't draw. Let's say that you wanted a card, but you want to choose your card. You would play that item, and you would be able to look through your deck and pick out the card that you want, then reshuffle your deck and then put it back, and then be able to play that card. Really, really good. Always like that item. Energy Refill. When used, gives you all available battery cells. So if you were to want more battery, then you would be able to play this item, and it would give you all available battery cells, which is basically like all the ones you've already used. So if you were to have 4 active battery cells and use all 4, you would only get 4 back. You wouldn't get 5 or 6 because you've only ever used 4. Mrs. Bomb's Remote adds bombs to all empty spaces on the board. Basically just a tactical board wipe. It's really good, actually. Shield gives the sigil armor to all cards on the board. So armor basically just blocks all incoming damage for a single turn, or like a single hit. So if you give that to all of your cards on the side of the board, it basically just gives extra defense for a turn, which is good if you have no good cards on your side of the board, or if you do have good cards and you just don't want them to die. Alchemy. Dice in a bottle. So this is called dice. When used, gives you 2 dice. Pretty simple. Just gives you 2 alchemy dice. They're useful. Sleight of hand. Grab one of your opponent's cards unless a card is in front of the card you want to take. So this is kind of like the fish hook from Inscription, if you ever played, which I'm hoping you guys already have, because I don't need to keep reminding you. It's a good game. Sleight of hand, so if you were to have cards on your opponent's side of the board that you want to be in your hand, or not in your hand, on the board, let's say that you have a card that you like, you want to be on your side. Okay, well, you will use sleight of hand, but if there was a card, like one of your cards, in front of your opponent's cards, since technically they would be lined up on the board, then you can't grab it. I don't exactly know what the lore significance of this is, but I'd like to think it's the fact that alchemy steals stuff from the other scribes, which sounds like Nighthawks, that kind of sounds funny. So, sleight of hand, since he has a lot of hands. Elixir adds a random sigil to a card of your choosing. It's pretty simple, but it's very useful if you wanted to have some RNG in your deck, I guess. So, always an option. Lycros. This is the Lycros type. Wisp in a bottle. If used, you get a Wisp in your hand, only for the battle's duration. Just gives you a Wisp. Which is a card that like lets you draw a card. So if you were to... A Wisp is a 0/1, so 0 attack, but it has 1 health. When you play it, it allows you to draw a card from your deck. It's a really good card, and it's also a side card, so you get a lot of them. It's basically just to speed up the game a little bit. Pliers adds 1 damage to the scale, so it's kind of like a weaker version of the knife, but you don't need to sacrifice anything for it. It just kind of adds damage to the scale. Counterweight. Next time you take a scale damage, you only take 2. So, let's say that you are about to die, okay? You're about to die in this game. You're like 3 hits away from dying. And your opponent has 3 attack on the board. And you can't do anything about it. Well, you can use this item, and when you take that 3 hits, you actually only take 1. Because this blocks 2 damage from you, basically. So it counterweights it, like counterbalances. Pretty dang cool. And that's the end of this list. Now I will show you what is happening on my PC. I won't be there though. So this is the last you'll see of me, but you'll hear my voice, most likely. And cut to that.
Okay, hello, this is my PC. I guess I should explain to you what is happening currently. So I'm currently on Tabletop Simulator, and when you download the link that I'm going to put in here, the workshop link, you should get this. And here's the handbook that I'm actually reading off of. It is fully here. There might be some mistakes, so if you see some, please tell me in the comment section that there is mistakes of the workshop, not on YouTube. That might be a little bit weird. But I made all this myself, technically, by definition. Like, I drew all these out. And it's pretty easy to set up. And I might actually start recording videos like this without my face, because I actually lost my hat, which I already told you, actually. I'm recording this before I record that other part. So, I hope that went well. If it didn't, tell me if I'm dead or not. I mean, I guess if I'm uploading this, then I'm not dead. Yeah, it doesn't matter. But yes, these are like the starter decks and whatnot. You can take a look at them. There's no images in the handbook yet, which I'm going to be doing soon. But other than that, well, yeah, this is what there is so far. Come take a look at it. It's in Steam Workshop. It's obviously completely free. All you have to do is get Tabletop Simulator. That's about it. Goodbye, my sheeps.